Bridget Allen from McKillop Senior College and AYCC. My question is, I'm very concerned about how climate change is going to affect people in the third world, particularly in low-lying Pacific nations. I'm wondering, what are the current projections about how it's going to impact on them, including climate change, refugees, and how do you suggest Australia supports these countries?
Yeah. Good question. Leslie.
I read a statistic just yesterday that 150 million people in the world live within 1 metre of sea level rise. So that's a fairly significant number. And those are mainly people in the big mega deltas like in Bangladesh and other places. I think closer to home, what Australia will be concerned with will be helping residents of the Torres Strait firstly, and residents of some of the lower lying Pacific islands that are already being eroded by sea level rise and by storm surge. So I think we will be looking at a significant issue of what are known as environmental refugees. My gut feeling would be in the next decade or so, we will be moving people off some of the Torres Strait Islanders and having to find places elsewhere, and then further down the track off some of the Pacific Islands as well.
But it's also worth saying that in many of those other great delta regions that are impacted, there are adaptation options, both large-scale engineering options, which is the route that countries like China will take, just as Holland did, and others that are more culturally adapted and economically adapted adaptation strategies that are pursued by people who live a more subsistence lifestyle in deltas. And that there are ways that some of them have evolved. So it is a tremendous problem, and adaptation has got to become part of the global concern, and that's why it was really heartening that in Cancun, in the negotiations, and this was one of the achievements of Copenhagen, the world is actually committed to providing billions of dollars to assist that adaptation process, because it's real.